move over. A few days ago, I asked you guys to submit me your best questions and the winner would get a free diet or training plan, whichever they prefer. So today I am here reading those questions, or better yet, my fiance, Jessie, will be reading these questions. So yes, this is also a fiance reveal.
I do exist.
Yeah, I don't know if I've announced that I have a fiance on YouTube. But anyway, this is my fiance. She'll be reading the questions. She's not going to tell me who has asked the question. And then she will be picking the winner, who she thinks has asked the best question. So your fate is in her hands. And then she will also be asking a question of herself to me. So she will be asking a question to me about whatever she wants. If you hear noises in the background, my dogs are locked up and they are crying because they can't come out here and destroy shit. But there is one wandering around. So if you hear noises, that's 3 French bulldogs. But anyway, let's get into it.
All right. First one is, what has been the most difficult habit to build that benefited you the most?
Like in bodybuilding? Does it say?
I guess so.
Patience. Yeah, I'll say that's a good one, because obviously when you start out, can you? That's a dog crying. Patience, because when I started in this sport, I was, hold on, we need to fix this. All right, we're back. Hopefully dogs are more quiet. I forgot where I was. Patience. When I first started in all this, you obviously look up to specific people in the industry. You want to achieve a physique like theirs, and you're always looking for the fastest way there. And man, I couldn't tell you how many hours I spent looking for like hacks or tricks or shortcuts. Like when I first got into it, I was so dumb and naive that I was like looking up
supplements
on eBay, because like I was like, hey, bodybuilders take them. I didn't take them, and I didn't buy them on eBay. But me and my best friend at the time were like, man, we've got to get serious. We need to get
supplements.
And then you bought everything off eBay, right? So I tried to buy supplements on eBay. But moral of the story is patience. As soon as I accepted that this takes time, that's when I started to enjoy the process more, and I started to get better results because I wasn't so impatient. I wasn't trying to cut corners, and I just accepted that there was work that was required to be done. And once I would do that work and tick those boxes, I would get the results I wanted. Next question.
What or who made you want to be a coach?
I think I fell into coaching by accident. I never even wanted to be, at first, a personal trainer. So I got into this industry purely because, one, I love training, and I wanted to look like a bodybuilder, but it was all for rugby. I then went on to injure myself. I tore every ligament and tendon, or ruptured them, in my left arm. That sidelined me. I got super fat, and then I wanted to prove to myself I could go from one extreme to the other. So overweight to competing. I did that. I fell in love with the sport, and then people started asking me for help. I saw personal training as a way to make money while I was at university. And then it snowballed from there. I found that I really enjoyed the nutrition side of things, and I had a knack for it. And then when I first got into the online coaching scene, there wasn't a whole lot of other people doing it. But if I had to put a name to it, Christian Guzman was probably the first online coach that I knew about. And this is going back to like 2013, 2014.
Top tips for people starting out in their fitness journey.
Be patient. Don't major in the minors. So focus on the fundamentals and the basics, and enjoy the process. My most fond memories of training were back in grade 12 or just graduating, when I had my really close-knit group of friends, and we all used to just go to the gym together. We'd go home, we'd like cook meals, and we would just like look up bodybuilding videos. Just the infancy stage of all this, where everything was new and exciting. So yeah, those are my 3 tips.
What's the best advice you would give to someone who is struggling with weight loss?
Ask that one again. I don't like that answer. That was too dumb. Yeah, ask that again.
So let's just pretend we didn't just ask that. What is the best advice you would give to someone who's struggling with weight loss?
Learn to count macros. So I sell a MyFitnessPal guide, or you can go on YouTube. There's tons of free content on there for how to count macros, how to use MyFitnessPal, or hire a coach so they can take the complete guesswork out of it. If you are interested, thezenithmethod.com. But you're going to want to know what you're eating. So a good way to do that is start a food diary, then find out the caloric total of that food you've consumed, and then start to reduce it. Weight loss isn't super difficult. It's simply inducing a deficit. And the best way to do this is through eating less, moving more.
Are calf size genetic, or can you grow them?
You can grow every muscle. We obviously have genetic parts or genetic strong points that are more primed for growth. Like you may look at someone who doesn't work out much and they've got huge calves, and then you may look at someone like even myself who trains a lot and they have, you know, average calves, proportionate, but nothing to write home about. However, that doesn't mean you can't grow them. There will just be predisposition to the rate of growth and the size, but everything can be grown.
Does lifting at a young age stunt your growth?
No, tons of studies have disproven this. It does not seal or affect growth plates.
Hardest part for you in prep?
The beginning and just going from one extreme to the other, because I go from having more freedom with my diet to following a strict plan that I will follow to the T to the end of the prep. So flicking that switch, obviously there's like a little transitional period where I'm used to being able to have more free meals or more calories or more enjoyable foods, and then going literally one day to the next and it's completely changed. That would be the hardest part.
Biggest competition at the World Show?
Every single prep I've done, I've never worried about the competition, simply because I'm always too busy, I suppose, focusing on myself. But this show well, obviously this is the world, so we're going up against the best of the best. We're fighting for the world title, the biggest title in the WBFF. So my biggest competition is an individual called TJ Hoban. He is the current reigning champion for men's fitness at Worlds. So wherever I fall, I'll bring in my best physique, but based off last year's placings, he is the top contender to win again. Therefore, he is my biggest competition.
Are SARMS harmful?
There's not been enough long-term studies to provide an answer to that. More than likely, there will be, I believe, long-term detrimental side effects, just as there is for anything. For every action, there is a reaction. We just don't know what the long-term reaction is. Even some SARMs like SR, I believe, has a side effect of changing the tint of what you view. So you get like a yellow tinge to your eyesight. So there right away, that's a SARM, not good for you. So I would say yes, and the extent, who knows, we'll find out in probably 5 years.
Don't
ask me that one.
I don't even understand any of these questions, so. Oh no, that's too close.
No. All right, next.
Oh, can we zoom that out a little bit?
No, that's fine.
Just a little bit.
There you go. Next question.
Dicks for fingers or fingers for dicks?
Dicks for fingers.
Very serious question.
So that'd be 10 dicks, or fingers for dicks. I've only got one dick, so I would go fingers for dicks, because then it's just one appendage that is not what it should be. And like, I got big hands.
You got fat fingers.
I got big fingers, so I'm fine. But I'd rather have one finger dick than 10 dick fingers. So there you go.
Asking the important questions here. Let's see. How long should you warm up before a workout, and should you warm down?
This is a controversial topic, especially within the local bodybuilding community of Gold Coast, Australia. But warming up, I warm up with the movement. I know lots of people do, because I don't see it smart to go do an exercise to warm up and then go do a completely different exercise than the warm up. So let's say if we were warming up for dumbbell press, I would ease into it with moderate volume on a lighter weights, incrementally increasing up. However, stretching and warm-ups are different. Stretching, again, I like to stretch through the movement so that I'm priming myself for that movement. But if you have an injury or an impingement, then it is important to stretch in accordance with a professional's advice, so an osteo or a physio. But I think stretching has its place if done properly, dynamic. I don't believe in warming down though. Nah, fuck that. Or warming up. Like I said, I warm up through the motion and the movement.
Stage confidence tips and tricks. Fake it till you make it.
I was petrified of giving speeches in front of my university classes, so I'm probably the wrong person to ask because 10 people would give me stage fright. But you've just got to realize that when you get out there, you are showing the culmination of however many weeks your prep was. So if you've invested 16 weeks, which is 4 months of your life, to that moment, are you seriously going to let your 60 seconds on stage fuck that up for you? So you've invested so much, you're at the point of no return, and all you've got to endure is 60 seconds of being uncomfortable to make it all worthwhile and to bring it all together. Or you can let that final 60 seconds completely tarnish and muddy a 4-month experience. So it's kind of like you're there, just rip in and don't overthink it. You can still hear them crying, so I apologize.
Spoiled dogs. What is a deload week? Is it just lighter weight, and is there a metric to how much to reduce?
Again, I'm sure you'll find differing opinions dependent on the coach. A deload week is where you provide the body a reduction in stimulus through reducing the load lifted. You can also reduce volume, and it allows more recovery from a nervous system point of view. And then it's going to prime you for the week ahead. So when you've gotten to the end of your block, if you train in blocks, or just after a prolonged period of training, you'll find yourself, you may feel quite fatigued, your joints might ache, you're going to be more prone to injury because of fatigue, you might have reductions in exercise execution due to this accumulated fatigue. And then you're also going to see this translate over to central nervous system fatigue, which may reduce ability to get a mind-muscle connection, strength in a movement. So the purpose of a deload is to amend all this through reducing the load, reducing the stimulus, and allowing your body ample time to recover.
How can I increase my natural test levels? And if it works, can it be used as a PCT?
There's a few ways, but increasing your natural testosterone levels is not going to do anything really in terms of gaining muscle. You need super physiological increases in testosterone to get results that are going to be noticeable. If you increase your test by 1 or 2 points, you're not going to notice that. And that's probably the best you can hope to achieve through natural increases. I'm sure there are ways of people saying you can go ice your testicles and do all this dumb shit, but then you get a return on investment. Do you really want to be sitting with an ice pack on your nuts every single day for 20 minutes? Do you want to be having these special saunas? Do you want to be doing these particular nutsack massages? Me, no, because you're going to do this and you'll still look the same, you'll still perform the same because your increase in testosterone has been negligible. My advice, if you have low testosterone and it has been proven by your doctor through blood tests and multiple blood tests, talk to them about potential testosterone replacement or hormone replacement therapy. However, if you're coming off cycle in a PCT, obviously the goal is to kick back on your natural production, which is done through the use of certain supplements. And in that instance, you can undo hypogonadalism and increase your testosterone. That was a long way to say it. It's very circumstantial. If you are natural and trying to increase it, then don't even waste your fucking time.
Okay. Pick one type of protein for the rest of your life, specifically only one cut of the animal.
Steak, Scotch fillet, easy. You can cook it so many different ways. You can use it in so many different meals, and if you nail it, it is probably one of the best tasting parts of a steak. And it's super high in iron, creatine, protein, and it's a fucking cow, man. They all taste good.
3 hours later.
SARMS versus steroids.
Well, if you want like optimal results, steroids are going to be far superior because they are drugs derived from bioidentical substances. So you've got like your testosterone and then purpose-driven anabolics and androgens that were used to add meat to cows. So there's a like tren used to thicken up livestock to have a greater yield versus a selective androgen receptor modulator where its prime invention was to have minimal side effects. So
You enjoy the editing side of YouTube, editing your videos, etc.
yes, it's very tedious at times, but when you get in that workflow, it's a lot of fun. I went to university for marketing and graphic design, so I like that creative element. And my original goal in life was to become a marketer, but create advertisements. So Jesus, those dogs. Create advertisements, create the content for advertisements. So I enjoy the editing and creative side.
He's really sad.
Yeah, he's trying to get out. All right, ask me 2 more. Final 2.
How about final 1?
Final 1. There you go. Whenever you're ready. Any day, man.
Would you rather have a great chest and no back, or vice versa?
That's a hard one because I feel like I've got a pretty good back and a pretty bad chest. So maybe experiencing how the other side or the other half live would be great. But I think I would have to go with bad chest, to be honest. Your back takes up so much more. It creates a silhouette. It's very important for a lot of lifts. And if you've just got no back, you just look like, I don't know, some dude on the beach that does lots of push-ups. Like you've got nothing to you, no substance. So bad chest, good back. On that note, that is all the questions. Who asked the best one? You gotta pick the best ones because they win.
Oh, who's it gonna be? All right, let's have a look.
I think I know who you'll pick. Well, I think I know the question that you'll pick. Any day now, come on.
So the winning question for me would be, what has been the most difficult habit to build that benefited you the most?
That's
a really good question.
Who asked that?
Jesse.
Who's Jesse? Which
Jesse Chisholm.
Hey, there you
Mr.
go.
Backchat official.
Yeah, all right. Good on you, Jesse. I owe you some free programming. I'll shoot you a DM and we'll get you set up with some extra programming. But now you've got to ask me a question as well.
We're going to have to cut because I'm going to have to think of something.
Right.
Otherwise you want to...
We'll be back with the question. And we're back with the question, I hope.
Only took me a couple of minutes. Okay, so where would you like to be, or where do you see yourself being career-wise in 5 years' time?
Fuck, 5 years. I never plan ahead that far, like with like a 5-year plan.
He can't even plan ahead to this next weekend, let's be honest.
5-year plan for my career. Obviously, I'd like to be fully online. I'm pretty much 99% there now. But I started the Zenith Method with the goal of providing science and evidence-based nutrition and training and helping individuals transform their lives through weight loss or weight gain, whatever the goal may be. But I wanted to always expand to have a team with me because I think there's a huge deficit in the amount of well-educated individuals in this industry. There is a lot of frauds in this industry. There are a lot of people without qualifications at all, and a Cert 3 and 4 doesn't cut it anymore. So in 5 years, I think I would like to have a really solid foundational team that provides my service to a huge amount of people and helps them achieve whatever their goal may be at improving their life. So.
And what about physique-wise? What do you personally want to improve the most? in the next 5 years?
What do you mean personally with my physique? Body part?
Body part. So like,
Oh, fuck.
do you want a better back? Do you want a bigger chest? Bigger legs?
I'm a bodybuilder, so I want everything to be bigger. But I would like to be in 5 years is so far, you see. In the last 2.5 years, I look like I've tracked to put on potentially 10 kilos of stage weight, nearly, give or take. So in 5 years, obviously it's not exponential and not linear like that, but I would like to be a competitive 105 plus kilos on stage with whatever body parts I make. So I'm currently sitting at 93.5, near stage condition. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen what I look like. Mills, skin fold wise, I'm not far off my last appearance. But so if I could put on 12 kilos, that's what, like, I don't know, 2.2 kilos a year. That is my answer for physique. But there we go. Those are the questions. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to do more frequent question boxes up on, let me move this back, up on Instagram. But you can go follow me at Blake Sinclair Fit. That is my new Instagram, because Instagram has killed my old one, but my old one is Blake Sinclair _WBFF Pro. And if you're interested in any of the services I offer, whether it be comp prep, weight loss, muscle gain, head over to thezenithmethod.com. But cheers for watching, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions for yourself or what you want to see from me in the future. So this is one of the creatures responsible for the noise you've been hearing. This is Titus, and if you watched my last video, my full day of eating, you'll know who Titus is and what Titus is. But
we call him Moose.
He's one of the people that have been crying because they've got their own wing of the house and they've literally got 3 rooms, but they want to constantly be out here and they cry and claw at the baby gate. But you can hear, I've got 2 more behind there. But yeah, that's Titus.
We run a zoo.
We do, and I want more.
No.